Hello, I'm ABX Toycat and welcome back to another video. Today I have one that's been very requested by a lot of you, and that is a TU31 all features video. So this is something I've done for every previous update where I show you all of the features in one video, because even if you looked at the changelog, which did release about a week ago, just reading about all the features isn't necessarily the same as being able to see them all with your eyes, being like, yep, that is a mesa biome, yep, this is that. And today I'm going to be going through each and every single feature. I'm going to be explaining what it is, how you get it, and all the neat information you need to know to have fun with TU31. So please do like the video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it and you're excited, playing your TU31. But let's get straight into the video, shall we? So let's start by explaining why we're in the tutorial world, because usually I do this all in one world. Today we have to split between two worlds, because one of the biggest features in this next update is the new biomes, and the tutorial world conveniently has a lot of those, but also the tutorial world itself is a brand new feature in this update. Most times they update the tutorial world a little bit, but this time, because they didn't update it in TU25, the last major update, this time they decided to go big on the update, and it's entirely changed. They've just mixed up everything. It's a brand new, base world with every single new biome on it, or the major ones anyway, as well as a bunch of really cool stuff that is just really great to explore. I love this new tutorial world. It's basically a free mashup pack world, and I think that's pretty great like that. So yeah, as well as having a great new tutorial world, like I mentioned, which by the way, I streamed the music disc quest earlier, but it got deleted by Elgato, so I'm sorry you can't watch that anymore. But yeah, as well as that, of course, there's the biome. So let's start with the least significant of the new biomes that's still really cool because it gets you on the new features, and that is the flower forest. So although there's like 12 or 14 or something like that new flowers in the update, not all of them can be gotten normally. Some of them have to be gotten in exclusive biomes. There's the sunflower plains for sunflowers, and in the flower forest you can find a bunch of different flowers. Look at this, there's orange tulips, or red, I can't even tell, but yeah, there's all these different colored tulips, there's rose bushes, there's all these massive cool things that if you want to get, they're right over here. So on the tutorial world, they're just up here, but if you want to get them normally, flower forests are usually just a rare variant on the forest, whereas the other biomes, like the mesa biome, which is the one everyone was looking forward to the most, and here is one in the flesh. Doesn't it look great? I think it looks great. Basically, yeah, the mesa biome is a great biome because it has a bunch of stained clay, which means you don't have to go find clay, cook and everything. You can just take it right from here. But it's also great because it looks amazing. And imagine setting up a house right here. Imagine the view you get. Like, ooh, great little stained clay mountain, great little peaks, and it's great like that. So this is actually two separate biomes. This is a mesa biome, the one you're more likely to find, and this is the slightly rare mesa peaks biome, or mesa bryce, or plateau mesa, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you find them in little peaks like this. I much prefer the look of this one, and I think you might just agree with me. I think it's a really cool thing, and if you want to find this one, you can find that. Just bear in mind they're separate biomes technically, and yeah, mesa biome and mesa peaks, or whatever you want to call it. So next up, we have the savanna biome, which is suspiciously close by, and a little pro tip you want to bear in mind here is that actually all of the warm biomes as of this update now group together. So when you have a desert, you're if you want to find a mesa biome, look at your desert, then explore around it. If you want to find your savanna biome, look at your mesa or your desert, explore around it. Basically, the hot biomes stay together, the cold biomes stay together, and the neutral biomes tend to stay together. Like, it doesn't shift from this to ice spikes back to a savanna. They generally tend to stick together. Just something to bear in mind as part of the new seed generating algorithm. So yeah, with that bear in mind, what we want to talk about next is the savanna biome. So the savanna biome is great because you get acacia trees. It's also great because it's all the benefits of the desert and all the benefits of the plains. So there's no rain, there is villages, but there's also new trees, and there's also animals spawning. So we can get cows in the wild. We don't have to come back to a plains to get food every now and then, and it's great. I really love the savanna biome. It generally has very high peaks. The peaks are just about as high as you can get in like an amplified world anyway. So if you have a lot of savanna in a seed, it's basically an amplified seed, and in general, it's a pretty cool thing like that. So yeah, that's the savanna biome. The next biome we're going to show off is one you might not have spotted, even though it was in view earlier, and that is the birch forest. So the birch forest is a cool little variant on the forest, where instead of having regular trees and birch trees, it's all birch trees. And also, you get these amazingly tall birch trees like this. This is technically a variant on it again, just bear that in mind. But yeah, birch forests have all birch trees, and they also have a bunch of really tall trees and just cool stuff like that. So yeah, it's a nice little variant. It's not amazingly cool. It's like, oh my god, look at this new biome. It's like a forest, but only birch trees. It's not the biggest cell in the world, but it is a new biome, and it is kind of cool. It might be your thing. It just probably isn't. So next up, we have the mega taiga biome. So the easiest way to explain the mega taiga is still kind of complex, because we used to have the cold taiga, which is a snowy biome where you've got the spruce trees with the snow all over them and stuff like that. This is kind of a variant on that. So imagine that with no snow everywhere, no ice, except then it's got boulders, it's got pods on the ground, and then also the trees are 2x2. So you can see it's a bit removed, but it is one of the cooler new biomes, even though a lot of people don't appreciate it, because you find boulders, you find all this podzol, and it's just a very different experience to what we have right now. So yeah, if we ignore the exercise course right here, it's something that's great. You can find these generally grouped with the other neutral biomes, like the Roof Forest. The Roof Forest is the biome which contains the second brand new tree in this update, the Dark Oak Tree. So, yeah, the Dark Oak Tree is really cool, again, for a bunch of different reasons, but, you know, it's mostly just an opportunity to build with darker woods, combine this with some acacia, and you get yourself 6 wood types to play with instead of 4, which is pretty great by itself. And yeah, this is the Roof Forest. It's called the Roof Forest, of course, because it generally doesn't have much light in there. You know, mobs actually spawn in there during the day, and also it has a bunch of mushrooms. So Roof Forest, kind of cool. But next we're going to move into the colder biomes, which again, stick together. Actually, first, we're going to move into the deep ocean. So before we had the shallow ocean and the regular ocean, now we have the deep ocean. So the way you'll spot this, and I think it's actually true for a lot of current ocean biomes, is that it's all gravel on the bottom floor. So look at this. It's just all gravel down here, which is, you know, I mean, it's great if you like gravel, and if you like gravel, maybe get yourself tested, but I'm just kidding. But, yeah, this is an ocean monument right here. So, the ocean monument is the brand new structure you can find in the wild. It's very, very rare. Even if you explore an entire 360-sized world, you still got maybe like a 15% chance, not even that, of finding an ocean monument. So, yeah, I'd recommend checking out my seed I've done on this, which I uploaded earlier. But basically, yeah, you can find ocean monuments now in the wild in your deep ocean biomes. It's a very rare biome with a very rare chance of finding this. But if you do find it, you get 2 new mobs, the Guardian, which I'll show off later, but also you get the Elder Guardian, which spawns in one of these wings, so we'll find one over here somewhere, if we're lucky anyway. Well, wait, okay, there's definitely an Elder Guardian somewhere around here, and as well as finding them in 2 of the wings, you know, there's the kind of wings of it here, you're also finding Elder Guardian in the top here. So there's 3 Elder Guardian. There it is. Okay, so this thing is giant. You only get 3 of these per ocean monument, and, you know, ocean monuments are very rare. So you average less than 1 of these per world. Once it's dead forever. Bear that in mind if you want to do something special with it, because even in creative, there's no way to spawn this thing yet. So that's kind of an interesting little fun fact. These things are terrifying. They give you, like, haste negative something so that you can't break any blocks when he's alive. And basically, they're the big new boss mob. They're pretty fun. I want to do a race to the Elder Guardian at some point, or like, you know, like a UHC race to them. But for now, that's the thing that's right there. So next up, after the ocean monument, we're going to move on to the biome that houses it, the deep ocean, which is connected, conveniently here, to a ice spikes biome. So there's also a cold taiga and a regular taiga here, because as well as getting mega taiga biomes, which are rarer, you get, you know, just regular taiga, which is kind of like the old one, except no snow. But yeah, as well as that, we have ice spikes. So there's a small little biome up here, but there's a bigger one just over the mountain, because they usually connect. And these things are amazing to explore. So look at this one right here, for instance. Isn't this just really, really cool? I think it's really cool. Just look at this thing right here. It's great, isn't it? So, yeah, Ice Spikes biome actually have one of the brand new blocks in this update, the Packed Ice. Packed Ice is like regular ice, except I believe it doesn't turn into water. It has some really strange properties, and basically, if you want to have a special form of ice that only spawns naturally in Ice Spikes biome, these are the ones for you. So, this is another one I want to make a seed on, because they're very rare, and they have, you know, once you take all these blocks from it, they're gone forever. So, Packed Ice is a brand new, super, super rare block, and you want to bear that in mind. Also, the Ocean Monument came with its own brand new blocks. Something to bear in mind. So, this is the Ice Spikes biome right here, attached to the Cold Taiga biomes. Again, these biomes stick together, so if you want to find them, you can do it that way. And yeah, that is all the major new biomes. You've got your Roof Forest, which we're going to go into again. Also, by the way, just as a pro tip, this also contains the brand new Swamp, which has changed. The jungle has also changed to spawn melons and pumpkins. Just something to bear in mind. So, yeah, basically, all the new biomes, you've got the Flower Forest, you've got your Mesa, you've got your Savannah, you've got your Roof Forest, you've got your Ice Spikes, you've got your Taiga, you've got your Birch Forest, you've got so many new biomes, but that's just the start of it. That's just the new biomes. These biomes contain a lot of blocks, but also just a lot of new blocks are available in the game, which I'm going to switch now. I'm going to show you. Okay, so now we're in my usual creative world. I used for a bunch of videos. This is the TU31 section, as I've decided to name it. It's just going to be a bunch of TU31 features, so you can see them all, you know, kind of what they look like in your usual world, because those new biomes are cool. But what about the features you get as a result of those new biomes? So, first of all, there is 5 new mobs in this update. There is the, there's the zombie, there's the chicken jockey, where you get a baby zombie riding a chicken. It's so very rare to spawn. It's like a 0.25% chance for zombie spawning as one, or if you have chickens nearby, it's kind of likely, but still, it's very, very rare to actually find one, so I don't have one today. Just imagine you can see one. But you also have the rabbits, of course. Rabbits are one of the cutest new mobs, and they're tiny rabbits, so I think they're the Pocket Edition rabbits, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you got your tiny rabbits right here, which are kind of cool. But as well as tiny rabbits, and as well as all this stuff, what else do we have as far as mobs go? So we have the Endermite, which is technically a nerf to the Ender Pearl, because now you have a 5% chance when you throw an Ender Pearl of getting an Endermite. And these things, they're not actually terrifying, but they will hit you a little bit, and they make, ender pearls that little bit riskier, and it's something to bear in mind. I mean, ender pearls technically needed a nerf. I think they're the most OP item in the game, but yeah, that's something they have done. Ender pearl have a subtle nerf because of the endermite. Something to bear in mind there. So we also have the Guardian and the Elder Guardian I showed you earlier, and those are the 5 new mobs in the update. As well as 5 new mobs, we also have 2 new potions. The potion of water breathing, which I think is self-explanatory, but in case it's not, underwater here I am. Look at me, I can breathe underwater. It's great, isn't it? So, as long as you have this water breathing potion on, which is 8 minutes at its longest form, you can just breathe underwater entirely fine. And that's great for the ocean monument and taking down the temple. And yeah, it's something worth bearing in mind. So, the other potion we have is an effect we already had in the game, and technically the water breathing potion was too, because basically it's the splash potion of leaping, or the regular potion of leaping. Because when you have leaping 1, you can jump 1.5 blocks. When you have leaping 2, which I hope this is, it definitely is, as you can see, we can jump over double blocks like this. So we technically had this effect in the game already because of beacons, but it's something worth bearing in mind. And also it's worth bearing in mind that you actually brew the potion of leaping from a rabbit's foot. So when you kill a rabbit, you have a chance of getting rabbit's foot, but you also get raw rabbit. So these are the 9 new types of food, or 8. My head's not doing counting right now. Wait, is that 9? Yeah, that's not, I don't know why I can't count this right now, but yeah, basically there's 9 new types of food in this update. There is raw rabbit, raw mutton, there is cooked rabbit, cooked mutton, there is rabbit stew, which is crafted from a whole bunch of ingredients. If I had a crafting table, I'd show you. It's a lot of stuff. It's potato, it's mushroom, it's carrot, it's a bowl, and it's something else. It's a lot of stuff, basically. As well as that, there is 3 new types of fish. There is the salmon, there is the clownfish, and there is the puffer fish, which you don't want to eat because it's good for potions, the water breathing potion, bad for everything else ever. So make sure you keep this one safe. So as well as that, you got the cooked salmon, of course, which is better than regular salmon and better than the cooked fish, and it's something worth having. So yeah, those are the 9 new types of food. They're all pretty swell. This is the new best food in the game. I'll show you if we actually run out of food later. It restores 5 full hunger bars. So if we, with all this jumping we're doing, we'll probably run out of food later. So I want to show you that later. But yeah, as well as that, of course, the next big question you have to ask is, there's new fish. Does that mean there's a new fishing system? Yes, there is. So you're probably familiar with it, but in case you're not, there is actually, now a new fishing system. So when you go fishing, there we go. When you go fishing, you'll see every now and then particle effects will pop up. In my case, they're glitching and they're popping up where there's no water. But you can see what will happen is as it, gets closer to fishing, there'll slowly be a particle of bubbles racing towards your little fishing bobber, and then you'll get your fish. So you'll see this right here, in a little bit anyway. As soon as it goes, it will happen any day now, I'm sure. As it gets closer to your thing, it makes a little trail, and then boom, it makes magic. I believe they also nerfed it so that at nighttime... sorry, what, did I get something? I don't know if I got something. I think I did something wrong there. Whatever. So yeah, that is fishing right there. As well as just new fishing, there is 2 new fishing enchantments to make the new fishing even newer. Because when you fish normally, you have a chance of getting junk, you have a chance of getting treasure, and a chance of getting fish. When you put these 2 enchantments on, you kind of alter those odds. So Luck of the Sea means you're more likely to get treasure, but it takes a little bit longer for your stuff to go. And Lure means you'll fish faster, so fish will get to you faster, but you're more likely to get fish and less likely to get either junk or treasure. So don't have them on at the same time. You got to kind of pick which one you want, and it's something pretty useful right there. So yeah, 2 new fishing enchantments, but also 1 new enchantment in the form of Depth Strider. So this one's really, really weird to people who haven't seen it before, because when I try to swim through water like this, do I have the boots on already? I might have the boots on already. But when you try to swim through water like this, okay, I've got feather falling on, you see how it took me a little bit, whereas when I have Depth Strider, look how fast that is. That's just, it's just insane. It's like you're just on ground, except you're in water. So just one more time, here's without it. It's going to take a little bit of time to get out there, and then we put them back on, and you'll be mind-blown at how much faster it is. So yeah, Depth Strider, very, very useful enchantment. The speed of the waters make me go a little faster. But yeah, this is one of the things you need for the Ocean Monument if you want to do that, and that's Depth Strider. So as well as the Depth Strider enchantment and these 2 ones right here, what else is there? So you can place buttons on the floor. That's nice. You can also, I was going to show this earlier, but you can spin all the any food and item frame around more than once. So you saw me do it with this, but I didn't probably mention it. You can actually spin around 45-degree angles instead of 95. Because 90. Sorry, it used to be you had 4 different positions. You had this one, this one, this one, and this one, whereas now you have 8 separate angles, and also you can put a redstone comparator behind the item frame and kind of use it like a nozzle to up and down the power. So very, very handy little change right there. I showed that off one of my feature previews, and all of these are from feature previews, but I know not everyone's watched every one of those. I know everyone's seeing them on the console. You might be like, oh, they changed on the console? Not too much. So next up, also hello Cookie, next up we have the 12... Wait, my head's not doing the counting right. We have the 12 new types of flowers. We got 5 here and 7 there, assuming my counting isn't off. It is entirely off. So yeah, these are the old flowers we had before, the yellow flower and the red flower. As you can see, the new 13 flowers, let's make up that number in our head, or the grass doesn't really count, the fern doesn't really count. If you look at all these flowers, you can see, we've got 5 giant ones like this. They're all found in different places, but these are, 4 colours of tulips. You get orange, you get red, you get white, you get pink. We've got this oxeye daisy. You've got the sunflower, which always faces towards the sun, and is only found naturally generated in, sunflower plains biome, a variant on the plains biome. So it's a reasonably rare variant that just has sunflowers on it. It's a nice little change. As well as that, we've got this one right here, which is only found in swamps. You can bone meal it, or you can find it naturally there. And that's that right there. So also, these ferns are generally found in taiga biomes. So lots of new plants. They're all found in different places. If you want to find them all, they're great. But what do? You might be like, I really like new flowers, Toy Cat, or at least I want to like them, but they don't do anything. So each of these new flowers, when you pick them up, so this one, for instance, is able to be turned into white dye, if we can find it on here. Well, whatever colour dye it actually is. It is a white. So yeah, you can actually change them into dye. Except we can't right now because I can't find them on this thing. But yeah, you can actually change everything into something. There we go. There it is. You see that? The pink tulip can be turned into pink dye, and it's basically a bunch of new opportunities to get dye, but it's also a cool way to decorate your garden with a rose bush, for instance. Have you ever wanted to do that? If you haven't, then now you can. So, or if you have, sorry, now you can. If you haven't, then I guess you're not going to. Obviously, as well as that, we've got the dark oak saplings and the acacia saplings. Even though we had the woods in created before, we didn't have the saplings, which was weird. And that's that right there. So, moving on from that, we have a bunch of new blocks. So, there's red sand, which is found in mesa biomes. You can turn this into red sandstone. It also forms naturally that way, which can be then crafted into smooth sandstone blocks, or chiseled sandstone blocks, or red sandstone stairs, which are always smooth. They're not smooth red sandstone stairs. This is just a red sandstone stair. Just bear that in mind. So, as well as, this. Also, the chiseled block has a wither on it, which I really like. As well as this, when you go underground, you can find 3 new types of block now. There is granite, there is andesite, and there is diorite. I hope I got that one right. And then, obviously, you can take 4 of those together, and you can make polished granite, you can make polished diorite, and you can make polished andesite right here, which is, if I just show you right here in the table, you can see polished andesite, polished granite, polished diorite. All pretty handy recipes, right? But as well as just being able to, make them like this, you can actually craft the blocks themselves. So if you have 2 nether quartz and 2 cobblestone, you can actually craft the andesite, I believe it is, which can then be changed into one of these 2 blocks. So even if you don't have a brand new world, you can still get all of these blocks, which is very handy. So if you do get lucky enough to have an ocean monument on your seed, there are 4 new types of blocks you get there, or 5 if you include the sponge, or 6 if you include the wet sponge. The sponge has always existed in creative, but now it's in survival. The wet sponge is what happens when you actually soak this up, because just to show you, just in case you haven't seen this one yet, it's one of the coolest things. If we take the sponge and we place it over here, as you can see, it just absorbs all the water nearby. Well, wait, one sec. It will absorb all the water nearby like that. So, boom. And then you get a wet sponge, which you have to heat up in a furnace to make it dry again. So, that's the wet sponge right there, which you're seeing over here, as well as these 4 blocks right here. The sea lantern is the coolest because it glows in the dark. At least it's my favourite. As well as this, we have the slime block, which is a cool looking block, which you can also jump on to maintain some height, like that. I think it's pretty cool. And obviously it doesn't work the other way around. But yeah, slime blocks. And then we have, Corster, and we have Podzol, found in the Mega Tiger biome. Both pretty handy blocks. This one is kind of like mycelium. You can basically place mushrooms on there any time of day. And then finally, at the end of this massive video, the last features are the armor stand. So these are a cool way to show off your armor. If you have enchanted armor you'd love to show off, you can do that. Or if you just want to make weird looking things to confuse people. I actually got confused by a skeleton on an armor stand earlier. Then that's something you can entirely do. So yeah, that is every single brand new feature in this update, at least all the major ones. I'm going to be going, or at least the official ones anyway. I'm going to be going through each of the secret features because I found a few secret features already, and a lot of you are sending me more ones. So I'm going to be going through the secret features. There's not as many in this next update, so bear that in mind. And also, because, let's show you the food, by the way. So we eat the rabbit stew. Look at that hunger bar. 5 all in one. You can fill up from starving to all the way full in just 2 bars. So it's the best food as far as hunger bars go. It's not the best as far as saturation. That's still the golden carrot. Just bear that in mind. So anyway, yeah, my voice is getting very hoarse from talking for the last close to 20 minutes. I hope you did all enjoy this video. I hope you learned something about the update. Or even if you didn't, hopefully you're reassured it's all in here. I know a lot of you haven't got it yet because, like PS Vita or like, your part of the world hasn't got it yet. But if, hopefully this video reassured you, it is everything we expected, minus banners. The reason banners aren't here is beyond me. The reason, all these other features aren't here, beyond me. But all the features we do have are awesome. There's so many of them. I'm going to be having a bunch of fun. I think the amount of naturally found fun is awesome. And yeah, hopefully this video inspired you in some way. If you did like it, please do like it and let me know. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I'm making videos on TU31 all day over the next few days. So if you want to see seeds with stuff like ocean monuments and stuff, you can do that. If you want to see a stream where I'm thinking of doing like a speed run for the music disc because my early stream got deleted, then that's something I might be doing. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm gonna go edit this video. Have a nice day, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Bye.